Hello and welcome back to Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. And in the last video I created a little line from the coal mine over to this coal, should we call it a coal stage, a staging platform, a little marshalling yard of sorts. And then from here coal gets picked up and taken over to the main marshalling yard where it is distributed wherever it needs to go. Now, off camera, I have done just a little bit of work. I did see the comments and somebody said that a copse would be pretty good here. So that is what I have gone and done. So we have a lovely little copse of trees, oak trees, of course, because they seem to work best on this particular map, but a lovely little copse which does enclose some of the railway, and it does look quite nice. Now, there is still some more detailing with regards to buildings that needs to be put in here, but that is going to be something I'll probably do off camera over the next couple of videos. In today's video, I'm going to be doing, it's sort of a follow-on from, not the last video, even though the last video is related to it, but a couple of videos ago where I was doing some rail optimizations. Well, I need to do a little bit more, but this time focusing specifically on freight. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's get started, and over the next 50 minutes or so, let's see if I can optimize freight, build little passing loops, which I suppose in turn would be optimizing passenger traffic, but still passing loops for passenger trains, and make sure that the right freight is going to the right places, because I think I have forgotten to put certain or send certain goods to certain locations. So let's get started and let's see what exactly I've forgotten. Okay, before any of the bits of looking at what I have forgotten, I have seen, oh, it's a bit of lag. Come on, it will come back to me in a few seconds. There it goes. I have seen the comments where it seems to be a consensus that this needs to be double tracked. However, somebody has also commented, I cannot remember exactly who it was, that perhaps this bit here should not be a bridge and indeed be an embankment. And I think that's a good idea, turning that into an embankment. Again, I think it used to be an embankment. I'm fairly sure it used to be an embankment that turned into a bridge, hence this field, the borderline just there. So I'm fairly sure that is what it was. So turning it back would mean that I have a little bit more opportunity to double track this, whilst potentially still single tracking the bridge. That's a maybe. I'm still trying to work out whether that is a good idea or not. Now, the other option is to, of course, double track the whole thing, which I think, in terms of getting things running properly, may just work out just that little bit better. But I can see why the whole double track would help in this section, because I could easily put, so if this bit from here to here was double tracked, in fact, you know what? I'll very easily be able to put this bridge back anyway. So let me go ahead and demolish exactly where I want to demolish, and yes, it's going to warn me. There it goes. It's just very slow today for some reason. Okay, let's go ahead, and I think it's a 40 mile per hour track. Somebody, oh, it's 50. Somebody did say maybe try increasing. No, it isn't. What is it? Try increasing the speed. No, it is 40. Oh, why did it not? Oh, it's keep. Maybe it's because of that. There we go. Somebody did suggest that I should connect up. Come on. Oh, connect up to that. Yes, that is not what I wanted. Somebody suggested that I should... Wow, this is being a pain. That I should look at increasing the track speed. Yep, this is exactly what I had done. I might look at doing that as well, perhaps bringing this up to 50. That could be a distinct possibility. So what I am then looking at is, well, let's say this was still a single bridge and we wanted a 40 mile per hour. There we go, that bit there. How much room do I have? So we're looking at approximately, I don't know why it's playing, something's not running properly. Okay, we're looking at approximately 400 yards, which could work for me, given that this is how long? That's 450 yards. So I could... So still keeping with a single bridge, but now there is no need to wait that entire additional, so this entire bit. So what I could do is, let's try and find a 450 yard mark. Okay, 500, that's 532 yards. That's not exactly where I wanted it to be, but that's fine. Let's say, for example, there, 450. That is that bit. So what I now need to somehow figure out is how to change this ever so slightly so that it comes off this side. Yes, that is what I need it to do. Now this may be slightly problematic, but I'm going to see if I can figure it out. No. Just do... Right. Easy way to do this. There we go. Do that. That tells me that I just have that little bit of room here to make it... For example, could I make it do that? As a temporary measure to see how it works, I do that. I shall put a signal here, and now I break this bit. That. And what's... I mean, it doesn't look... It isn't exactly what I would have in mind, but it doesn't look bad. That doesn't look too bad at all. It's fairly smooth. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So, I've got this bit as it is. Yes, I know. You are going to... Right, your angle is going to be different. So we are going to use this in the same fashion. It's going to go here, but I'm going to try... This is where it gets fairly difficult to, so I'm going to try to get it. See, it needs to be no more than that. I'm going to try and get it to link. That's no good. There. That could work. Okay. And then from here, let's make this go straight. Well, let's just have it so that it goes straight like that. This one comes in like that, and then that's a very, very sharp turn, so maybe like that. Why is that 31 miles per hour? Why is that a thing? Why is that so slow? That does not seem correct. If that is 40, how does that suddenly become 31? Well, there's the 40. That is all I wanted. Okay. So this is what I'm going to... this is what I'm going to check here. And then this needs to... Oh, this I suppose needs to do that, right? So there may be a bit of awkwardness here, but I'm going to see how this pans out, because I'm going to put a signal there. I'm going to put a signal... Right, first off, I'm going to fix this by saying from here to here. Yep, ramp equalize that. And then do the same from... Turn that around. Turn around. There we go. There to there. Do the same sort of ramp equalization. There we go. That is a little bit better. Yep. Now I'm going to go ahead and place that. Go to this bit here. Go to the paint tools. Yep. Erase that bit there. Good. That is clear. Ballast and slightly smaller. There we go. And I suppose I'm going to have to do it up on the new old embankment, as it were. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a signal right here, and that signal should, in theory, if I've measured this correctly, be able to fit just about. It is able to fit a 450-yard train in it. Then I need to, so there will be no signal here because that is controlled by this signal. I think we should be okay. Looking at this, it seems like that's going to make sense. Okay, good. So, next step is going to be, let's get this playing and make sure that, well, let's see if this improves anything over the next little bit. So that has effectively given us more chance for the trains to work their way in and out. There's a lot more in the way of passing loops. Yes, you do have this, but that's fine. The reason that's fine is because the only things that are going to get stuck here are passenger trains and that single freight train, so I'm not particularly fussed about that. So, for example, see, that is now moving through this. There could simultaneously be, come on, there it is. This one is going to make its way across the bridge and not have to wait for all too long for that one. So that is definitely working. Yes, this one's going to have to wait to cross said bridge, but it isn't going to be waiting as long as it was. So you should be braking now. There we go. whilst you are making your way across. Perhaps I should make the bridge faster. Yes, I see people's points. What else am I going to do? Well, you know what? I kind of... It's only because I'm here and starting to do this sort of stuff that maybe this matters, but I'm going to break this. I'm going to break that. Yes, I know it's going to complain, but I'm now going to try to get the right end for this, which is that end. Perfect. It just looks a little better, and I guess I should do the same for this. Yes, guess I should do the exact same for this. So let's go ahead and break that. What about there? Watch this fall apart. There we go. That. Other side. Nope. That, no. No. Well, which one is it? Which one? Oh, no, this isn't one of these. That's the wrong way. Oh. Of course, maybe I have to do it that way. That would help. No. Break that. Try this again. This is mocking me intentionally. That's the wrong side. So it is that side. There we are. Okay. You? No. Why are you not happy about this? I saw... That is the one, but it is the wrong sized one. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to break that a little bit further because I can. Try it again and try and make it, build it properly. There we go. Better. Okay, we now have two bridge ends. I can get rid of that too. Good. That is not really what I was supposed to be focusing on, but that is fine. Now, the other issue I have here is that over in West Bromwich, this place is, as you can see, it has plenty of steel, but no goods and no planks. So I thought, well, how am I going to do this? And I've had an idea. I could create a tiny railway at the back of this, which is just going to be getting planks from over here. So it's just going to go into a little sawmill and or a little... Oh, can I do a forest or a sawmill or something here? Maybe they actually do generate. So I don't need to generate wood. I can just generate planks. Just say it cuts it here too. Just have a little single track 20-mile-per-hour railway, just working its way in and into the back, and just to the back of here, where, or even just at the side here. Could I do that? Where it's just a small train, no more than 100 yards, that just potters back and forth. And I was thinking that is probably a fairly interesting thing for me to do. So I'm going to attempt to do that right now. That is going to be another little quick thing that I wish to... Let's just do 80 meters. Let's just do that, sure. And it can be... The train just goes back and forth, nothing much to it, I guess. And I'm sure I could do something to make it look a little better. but just as a way to see. So only connect, other 10 miles per hour, job done. So that connects to all of this, which is great. And then just go tracks, and we'll do, let's say we'll do this. Now, I guess realistically it should be a light railway, but it's fine. Somebody asked me whether I'd consider doing, I think, steam trams or something from the coal mine. I had, but I decided to actually try and do a little bit more of a railway, as it were. Let's try and make this fairly straight. I've got another idea. I'm just thinking about this the way I'm looking at it here. There we go. And then break that bit. Make that up to there. Turn that, and then I'm going to do that. I'm sure all of you watching have now got an idea as to how I'm trying to pull this off. And yes, I know this isn't quite perfect, but it will do. I'll do that, and I will then break it. Oh wait, I can try to. So it is kind of uphill. So what I could do is potentially do it like this, and then have a little bridge going across. In fact, if I had that flat, I think the bridge would work almost perfectly. So I'll do that, and then let's have it actually go back uphill, just a little, and straight into here, where I guess this is a little bit lower down, but that's okay. Straight into there, and we have a second platform here, like so. In fact, for this one, I will say that we'll have, let's put two tracks here, like that, and I shall do that and that. There we go. Signals on both. Probably need these tiny signals, really. There we are. Good. Maybe I should have had this to be 2-track as well. Let's see if I can add. Can I add a second track? Or will it be on the wrong side? No, it will be on the right side. And then what? Try and get rid of all of this. There we go. Too much curvature. So plan should be to do this, and then that. There we go. Good. With maybe a signal here and here. That works somewhat. Now, of course, I know that there are no trains or there's no like depot or anything here. So I am going to actually build that, and the place for the depot is just going to be just here. So I'm just going to have the depot, a tiny little depot, just, when I say a tiny depot, obviously it's bigger than that, but it's still going to be a tiny depot in a sense, which just sits perfectly just there. That should sit very, very nicely. It does. And that is connected with the track straight into that. And I also have just out of here that, and that goes up to there, and I can put a few wagons there. So there we go. Now we have that depot. What I am now going to do is try to build this wall. This is actually turned into something a little different from what I was going to be doing, so oh well, it is what it is. No big deal. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do let's do that, and then I'll delete that one, delete that, and that, and then I should be able to very carefully delete these. There we go. Good. And then this one here can be deleted manually, and that is looking, that's looking okay. That doesn't look too terrible. Good. So that's the new little, let's say a little wood railway thing. Yes, this is a little bit lower down, but then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do just a touch of smoothing around this area, as if someone actually has made some adjustments to the terrain. Maybe a bit more smoothing. There we go. A bit more smoothing around the area. Someone has actually made adjustments. I will actually go ahead and paint some of this as just soil. And let's do, I don't know, do it like that, and then reduce the strength quite significantly to try and do the outside bits and give it a bit of a blend, I guess. There we are. And then in this area where it is, where there is a fair amount of soil, going to remove the trees. So it's as if this area did get dug up, and of course I will be putting some buildings in here as when the time is right. I will also be moving through. I know some people have been asking me, why am I sticking around to the current my current era, 1914 at the moment. I will be moving forward, but it will be in a few episodes. There are a few things I want to do, which I really should have done in the 1800s, but obviously now it has taken me to the 1900s to actually get done. Right, let's go ahead and buy something. This actually looks a lot better than I thought it would. What do I want to do? No, I want to make a track between here and here. I'm going to call this West Bromwich Forest. And this one is actually going to be named West Bromwich Tools Factory. And it's not going to be low, it's just West Bromwich Tools Factory. We'll paint it, give it a brownish colour, there we go. And make sure that even though there is only going to be one train, if I ever have two trains running, I do have the ability to sort that out. And it will be FRRA, what should we call it? FRRA, what are the other ones called? Stratford Coal, Steelworks Iron, okay. Tools Factory Wood. There we go. Now, of course, to ensure that there is wood, I'm going to use a freestyle industry, just a tiny one, which can produce, let's just say it only produces 40. It's an output and it has planks. There we go. It has a tiny stockpile, and I will try to get this to maybe number of employees. Can I make that smaller? No, let's just try and get it to work in the best possible manner, and then I'll deal with anything else that it does. Okay, it doesn't look too out of place there. If I were to then go ahead and do some terrain tool, there we go. Doesn't really look, there isn't too much of a noticeable thing, but there we go. So that is now there. I shall now have a train, which is just going to be a basic steam engine. A little tank engine is what I want. Not a prairie, just a very basic tank engine. There we go, one of these. That will do, just one. And it will have these behind it. That seems reasonable. 63 at a time. Do that, click that. So, okay. Turns out I'm not actually optimizing freight, as it were. But I am doing something. Right. Let's see if this actually works. It appears to be working. There is some shipment going on and some production going on. So it should be minimal production. But there we go. We just have this tiny little train. Which maybe I should put a slightly better crossing than that. Wooden. One track. Yes, that will do. Okay. So that should do the trick. And this will be a, let's do this as a push-pull. Yeah, let's do this as a push-pull. So what I should be doing, though, is I should be flipping the engine. That's it. That is what I need it to do. And actually, I also need it to... No, wait. Flip engines. There we go. That's it. That's what I need to do. So it pushes it and then it pulls it all the way back. So that appears to make perfect sense to me, and hopefully that actually fits in this without an issue. It does. That will do. It's currently carrying 2. Yep, there we go. I was wondering what it was doing. That's what I needed to do. Not a problem. Right. So that should help get some of these tools up and running. There should be goods coming in as well. I have trucks for goods. At the moment, these ones just sit around doing nothing. They're just waiting for steel. I don't know why they're not moving. Get going. Because there's plenty of steel here, so just going to get these ones going. And off you trot. I think I have a minimum wait time for these. That's okay. There we are. Now, for some reason, I'm not sure why they do not use the various different lanes, but oh well, still works. It's getting on with it. So we now have that bit sorted. What I now need to do is I still need to do a good check on the coal situation here. Still not much coal, and I'm assuming there is more. Ooh, you are waiting and you've caused a blockage. What are you waiting for, and why are you on this track? You should not be on this track. Something is wrong. Oh no, no, you're fine. You're going in through there. Why are you? Should you not be going? I cannot see what your holdup is. So you go there, and then you go up to this signal. Yeah, so what's your holdup? I don't see. I do see the problem. Right. You're waiting for this train to make its way back so you can continue forward. I might need to do something about that, but for now I'm going to leave it as it is. But I think there may be some work that needs to be done there. Okay. And there's a fair amount of iron waiting to come this way. Please clear that quickly. You are. Good. At least this thing accelerates fairly rapidly because this is empty. So that's a good thing. As you can see. Anyway, stop being distracted by that. Let's go check. Let's go check anything else. So, no goods appear to be coming here. That's something I've noticed. There appear to be no goods being delivered here. Because, yes, all of this is... Did I see something that said error? No. Mediocre, not error. Right. Yes, apparently no goods, no food, nothing here. So what I need to do is I need to check to ensure that a goods train is on its way back. So that's bricks. That's more bricks. Wait a minute, you are going by the wrong... Okay. Here we go. This is the whole part of... These are the bits that need to be fixed. So, at station, you're going to go past this one. There we are. Okay, good. All part of trying to clear things up. So that just gets those trains out of the way. I really think there needs to be another one of those here, perhaps on the inside of this curve, to get trains out of the way. Perhaps I could do it on the inside and outside. So, train comes in past this block. It then pulls into something here. That could work. So you are no longer necessary. Let's look at that again. The target that I'm aiming for the entire time is about 500 yards. So let's say we have one here at... We'll slow it right down. Let's say this side track is 40. Not 80 or anything, or 50. 50, come on. There we go. And the reason I'm doing it on this side is because these are the trains that would generally be fully laden. And therefore need the extra, probably should be out of the way. Because they are slower. Although, I suppose by this time they shouldn't be that slow. So I'll do that. Would that allow the 50? It would. Build anyway. Assets, erase. It's quite an easy one. There we go. I know it's going to probably get rid of some of the trees here, but that's okay as well. There. Okay. That's reasonable. Move that 70 to just here. So we'll put the 70 in, just there. But also I'm going to add a low sign 50 to the left, low. Actually, could I make it really close? Can I add it to that? Ever tried putting two together? It doesn't. It sort of works. It is legible. Although, in all honesty, I would prefer it to be just a touch in front. So there. Okay. I will then put a signal, not that signal here. So this area is all clear. So now a train would go into, so come out of this block. Another train is coming in from here. It should be able to get to this block by the time that train is in this block and coming up to here. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to point that out. I think this is going to be quite interesting. It might just be a better option for me to put. Let me see. What if I were to do another 380, another 400 yards? Okay, what if I were to do that? So I'll do 50, build anyway. Remove. No pass, thank you. Remove this section. I will trust this to. Right, let's take length of this again. 485, okay. So I'm going to place a signal just here. And then going to see how, let's see how long this is. You know what, it might just do. I think I can get this to work. What are you waiting for? You're waiting for that to go through. Okay. So a few issues still around. That goes in there. I suppose the 70 marker can be pushed back to where it was, which was here. It was there. Go. Maybe leave that fence in the middle. It's there. It's a little bit of detail I I suppose. Remove that. There we go. And remove maybe that much. I think that, yes, that will do. What did I remove? I thought I removed it. Oh, I removed it. Right. What I removed was something I wasn't supposed to remove. There we go. Doesn't matter, but there we are. Okay. So that is now there. I have, again, let's just do some measurements. Make sure I've got this correct. So we've got a signal, let's say there. That signal goes up to that. So really, I could push that signal. No, that sort of makes sense. I don't want the signals, I don't want the trains to be tail to tail or nose to tail. And then that one is, it would just about fit. A train would just about fit in here, really. If I want to be slightly more certain of that, let's just push this forward just a few yards. There we go. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to look at any train line that's going through here and make an edit and say, hold on, you have to go past, you must pass that. Okay, and the same goes for the coal one. You must pass, or you must pass that. Those are the only two. Yep, those are the only two goods lines that are there. So that should keep them out of the way of any passenger service they are holding up. Now, the other thing I need to do is I need to set up a new one, which is going to be taking goods that are being picked up from here, which apparently there are none anymore. Why is that? Okay, I'm going to have to go and figure out what's going on here. You're not producing anything. Why? You're not producing anything because all of this is stuck. Why are you all stuck? Let's see. What's the problem here? You go somewhere else. Right, yeah, you go somewhere else. You come in. Have you stopped producing? No. You are waiting. Okay. So we've got things waiting in traffic. A lot of it for these trains here, which are apparently not keen to take on anything other than, which doesn't really work for me. Maybe that and that. There. Okay. You're still... Yeah, you're still just being annoying. I'm going to turn you around. Just go back. Get out of the way of this particular train for now. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to figure out how to get goods from... So we've got goods from here. So we've got a mixed goods transfer that goes to here, which is correct. That works. And then from here, I need to figure out... So we've got Stratford mixed cargo. What we do not have is a West Mersey mixed cargo. So that is what I need to set up now. So a pink line to end this video. A pink line is going to go in, and we're going to go from... Let's go from here, make it a Let's make it a bright purple, shall we? And we are picking platform 4 for this. And you're going to... Oh no, wait. You are going via... I might need to make another one of these somewhere. But at the moment, this is the best option I've got. Go past that. Go past that. And then into... What platform do I have that's empty? Purple's a bad idea. Bad idea. Platform 10. How does that look on here? Why does it do that? Why does it do that indeed? No. No. Okay, I can make this do this correctly. Past here. There we go. Let's change that to that colour purple. And that will be platform 10, or if you cannot take 10, take 9. There we go. Okay. And this is going to be called FRRA West Mersey. Let's just call this one mixed because it might take a few more mixed goods. And the autosave is telling me it is time to end this video, so I'll just get it going. Right, let's wait for the autosave to finish. Come on, anytime now. There we go. Good. Okay, so that is now... Can I class that as ready? It would be really nice if it used this as the exit. But then I guess it cannot if it's in this particular... Yes, if it's on this track, it is not going to be able to use this as an exit. Only if it is stuck on this track and this track alone. Because I haven't got a crossover. I'll figure that out. Doesn't matter. At the moment, at least this bit is somewhat okay. This is still a mess. I'm still going to have to figure this out. But we are definitely getting there. Definitely getting there. One step at a time. Missing... Alright, something isn't using this line. Maybe I need to figure that out too. Maximize the use of the lines, but there we go. That is that. So what I'm now going to do to, again, end the video, I know I was supposed to get trains running on that side, but it isn't necessary just yet. First, I need to ensure that I can get trains running from here. This is the one I want. Apparently there are a couple of trains in here. Let's go ahead and buy. Sure, this is a heavy... It says heavy freight. 84 were built. Well, there we go. We are going to be using that. It's mixed goods, so really... I probably want... And maybe this, just plain grey... Is there any better ones? Maybe that. Let's do that. Just a basic, very, very plain train of 371 yards. Single train. I think that's a good idea. That should bring... So what should that bring here? I think I've already got... Wait, how do I get food here then? Something must be bringing food here. Hang on. Hang on a minute. What brings food here? That is something I need to know. So we've got the tools, bricks, coal, steel. That's going that way. What route goes... That isn't going to help me. Northeast goods does not do it. Northwest goods, no. West goods, no. West Brom tools. Okay, so I'm slightly confused as to what is bringing food here, but I'm not going to question it at the moment. That is, I suppose this is where this will help, because I've got one of these now. I'll set that up, set that as high, and there we go. Brand new train on its way. Wonder if this is running a little bit better now. I think it is. I genuinely think this is working a little bit better. That is good. That is definitely good. Is that supposed to be empty? Yes, it's going to be picking up coal eventually. Obviously, there isn't enough coal for it to pick up, but I'm sure it will manage something. Maybe I should get the coal running. You know what? I might as well. Let's get the coal running here. So, which one is it? It's that, which is up here. Oh, look at this chaos. This one's actually moving, so it's okay. That's a long train. Oh, I know what I forgot to put on the back of this, because of course I did. Edit train, there it is, because I can never get it. It's brake. There it is. That one. There we are. Just dump a brake fan on the back of it. Good. Right. So it was that one. That's there. That goes through that, which means... what? Which means there is no... Really? There is absolutely no way for me to get... No, wait, there is. Look, there, through there. Here we are. So a coal train needs to be released from here. Let's go again quickly with the steam. I know I was supposed to end the video, but there we go. It happens. Coal train. They seem reasonable. Oh, they were developed for Welsh coal trains. Oh, I know where this one's going to be used. That's not the coal train I... No, you know what? I'm going to use it for this as well. We'll do that. And a bunch of covered wagons. Just keep it fairly simple. Keep these trains fairly simple. At, again, around 350 yards. I can carry 350 on this, so that is good. set that as very high, set the line to momentum coal transfer, and that should now be on its way out. And I think this is probably, I think I've got a, yep, I think I've got a perfect angle here for the thumbnail. Just something along these lines. So this is where I'm going to end this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think, any suggestions you might have. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon, link in the description box below, as are links to my social media and Discord server. That is all from me, and I shall see you next time in Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series.